Good morning, or good afternoon if you're on the East Coast. Hey, everybody, welcome back to my quarterly update, otherwise known as the Chaz Report. So I hope you're all doing well, and this has kind of become a thing. Last quarter, I did this for the first time, doing my quarterly update live, and it seemed to go well. People seem to enjoy it. I know that YouTube is really pushing live streams and such right now, so we'll see how this goes. I might continue doing this for the foreseeable future. Let me know if you like the live format as opposed to the pre-recorded format. It does offer me some more flexibility to be able to present this to you live, so that's kind of cool. And something I realized today that I don't think I realized last time was that I can actually connect my Google Slides slideshow right into the StreamYard app. So that's kind of cool. So you'll be seeing that here shortly. And we're going to talk about all the books that I read last quarter. We're going to talk about some of the books that I plan to read for this quarter, as well as a few alternates just in case I have extra time left over. And we're going to just kind of talk about some of the life stuff that's going on with me and some of the highlights of the previous quarter. I will be doing my Deck of Power draw for the first time. If you didn't see my Deck of Power video, you can go find that. I'll try and put it in the description below after this live stream is over, but I'll be drawing from my Deck of Power for the very first time to see what reading prompt I've got for the quarter. And yeah, so that this should be fun. I will also be drawing my patron pick for the quarter. So we'll see how that goes. And if you want to participate in patron picks, you can become a patron. I've got my links, my link tree, my Beacons website in the description below, so you can find my Patreon there if you want to join the Patreon. No expectations or anything, of course, always. But you know that there are some perks there, and one of those is getting to pick a book for me to read every quarter. So let's go ahead and get to it. Hello, glad to have you, Capricious Fox. So glad you're here. Hi there, Gus. I'm doing good, thank you. How are you? Hope things are well with you. Glad to see you both here. And let's go ahead, and I'm going to add this to the stage here. And we'll start off with that. We'll see how that goes. I'm going to start off with the physical books I read in Q3, and then we'll move on to some of the ebooks that I read. So starting off in Q3, the first physical book I wanted to showcase is, let's see, there we go. Lao Tzu's Tao Te Ching by Ken Liu. Now, this is actually my first experience reading Ken Liu. I know he's more well known for the Dandelion Dynasty, and he's also known for a lot of his short stories. This is my first time ever reading anything by him, and it's nonfiction, or, you know, it's just his thoughts on the Tao Te Ching, and I really enjoyed it. He takes a very hands-off approach, meaning that he doesn't really spend a lot of time interpreting the text, but just presenting his personal thoughts and experiences around the text of the Tao Te Ching. And I thought it was a fantastic book. So there's that one. And we have Alyssa here from Heartwild's Library. Hello, my friend. Good to see you. So yeah, glad you're here, and I hope you're well. The next physical book from Q3 is Digital Fortress by Dan Brown. And this was Dan Brown's very first novel. And you can definitely tell that it was his first novel, but it was still a fantastic read. So if this was his debut novel, I am not shocked by how excellent his other books have been. One of his books that I just finished reading was his new book, The Secret of Secrets. And this, you can see it there. The Secret of Secrets by Dan Brown. Really fantastic book. That was a new release in September, and I had my pre-order in. I got it the day it dropped and started reading it. It was an amazing read. I do have a review up on the channel if you want to hear more of my thoughts on it. But those were some excellent reads for Q3. So those are all set there. I'm going to set those aside. We're going to move on to some of the physical books, and I'm going to switch it up here, and we're just going to have me in the corner. We're going to showcase the books this way. Hopefully that works good for you guys. All right, so in Q3, I read some really, really good books. I started off with these two on my first slide. I did read the audio for, I read the audio, narrated by Andy Serkis for Fellowship of the Ring, and it was just absolutely brilliant. I highly recommend, if you have not read Lord of the Rings, this is a great way to experience it. Andy Serkis is a phenomenal narrator. If you're not familiar with Andy Serkis, he did the voice of Gollum in all the Middle-earth movies, the Hobbit trilogy, as well as the original Lord of the Rings trilogy. He's apparently reprising his role as Gollum in the Hunt for Gollum movie, which he's also directing, if I'm not mistaken. So this guy is just a powerhouse, and I had so much fun. Okay. Spoilers. I had so much fun listening to Andy Serkis narrate the books. So it's a great way to experience it if it's your first time, or if it's your second time and you're rereading Lord of the Rings. I highly recommend doing it with the audio. Maybe you just do the audio, maybe you do an immersive read, but either way, great way to do it. I've been buddy reading this with my friend Mona Lisa over at Mona Lisa Reads, and I don't think she's going to show up for the stream today, but if she does, you'll know who I'm buddy reading it with. I also did another buddy read, and that was Blood of Dragons by Robin Hobb. This is the final book in the Rainwild Chronicles. I always get twisted up when I say that. But I've been buddy reading this with my friend Danielle over at Bookcara, and we've just been absolutely loving the series. I was blown away by the Rainwild Chronicles. I don't see what all the negative hype is about for this series, because I thought it was brilliant. Different in some ways than what you might expect from the Fitz books, but it was phenomenal nonetheless. So I highly recommend reading this series. So, excuse me. All right, so we're going to move on to Agatha Christie. I read 2 Agatha Christie books during the quarter. Agatha Christie's Peril at End House and Lord Edgware Dies. Both of these were buddy reads with my friend Mona Lisa as well. And I kind of squeezed in Lord Edgware Dies at the last second. Technically, I didn't finish it until October 1st. So I barely squeaked in, just a little over, spilling over into quarter 4. So, but I did finish it. So I'm counting it for Q3. If you don't like that, I understand. It's not technically in Q3, but I did finish it, so I'm going with it. Both of these were really good. I think I liked Peril in House more. Lord Edgeware Dies was a great book, but the ending was a little weird for me. I see how it all wrapped up. It made perfect sense, but I was a little disappointed at who it was that done it at the end. So, yeah, it's okay though. That happens. Agatha Christie is one of my favorite authors. You're never going to get perfect books all the way along. So I thought it was good, and I'm loving the read through of the Hercule Poirot series with my friends. So we are going to move on here to Misery by Stephen King. My youngest son, has been wanting me to read this forever because it's his favorite book, and I finally borrowed it from him, and I got about 20% into the book, and I'm like, I can't do this. Not because of the book, but because the print is so dang small. So I ended up getting it on ebook, and I'm having a much better experience. Um, yeah, some of those old mass market paper books, the print is like mouse size reading. It's crazy, but I'm liking it so far, and so I put that in Q3 because I started it, but it is spilling into Q4, and we'll talk about that. Whoops, here we go. Persepolis Rising by James S.A. Corey. I started this in Q3, have not finished it. It will be spilling over into Q4 as well. Not because I didn't enjoy it, but I just had a little bit too much on my plate for last quarter. So I'm pushing that into this quarter. I will be finishing that. And I'm loving The Expanse, though. This is interesting because this is book 7, and it takes place 30 years after book 6. And so it's really interesting to see how the characters have aged, what middle age spilling into later years looks like for our characters, and I'm quite enjoying it. So more to come on that. And then finally for Q4, I have Dungeon Crawler Carl, and I was pleasantly surprised by this. I was not expecting to love Dungeon Crawler Carl the way I did. It was my first experience reading a lit RPG, and everybody raved about it, including my partner. She was reading the series, and we went on a trip together, and she's like, why don't we do the audiobook? I'm like, okay, we'll do the audiobook. That's fine. And I was blown away. I did not expect to like it, but I have heard that Dungeon Crawler Carl is an outlier when it comes to lit RPG. It's not your typical lit RPG. So while I enjoyed this one, I may not enjoy other lit RPGs as much. So we shall see. And that concludes quarter 3. And we've got Jenny joining us. Hello, my friend. I missed you. I haven't seen you around in a while, so I'm glad you're here. And you're just playing catch up while pretending to work. I love it. I love it. That's awesome. Pretending to work. That's a good way to put that. At some point, I'll have to give lit RPG a try just to see what it's about. Yeah, I definitely recommend trying it. Even if it's not Dungeon Crawler Carl, there may be others that you would enjoy more, but I highly recommend doing Dungeon Crawler Carl. It's a good way to introduce yourself to the series, and I don't know. I would compare it to a cross between Duke Nukem and Legend of Zelda with a cat companion. Princess Donut is amazing. My favorite character. So it's a lot of fun. My library wait is so long to try DCC. Yeah, and I don't know what the deal is with that. I mean, I get that it's popular right now, but that sucks that the library wait is so long. But hopefully you get it soon and give it a try. And if you like it, maybe we can buddy read book two. All right, well, let's go ahead and move on to Q4 here. I think I'm going to do it this way, actually, instead of the way I was doing it before. I think this might work better. It is a weird mashup, right? But it works. And I'm a huge Legend of Zelda fan, so the whole dungeon thing just worked for me. And I played Duke Nukem a little bit as a kid, but not much. I'm not really into like the first-person shooters, so. But it worked. It worked really well. And you might have heard of Meow. Arya's around here somewhere. She may join us. Oh, there you are, honey. Okay, come here. Come up. You can climb up. It's okay. Come on. Yeah, maybe she will later. All right. So Q4. I'm going to do the, let's see. We'll do this for a minute. I'm going to do the physical books first, just like before. And the first one is a book for Banned Book Week. So we are in the middle of Banned Book Week right now. I think the last day of Banned Book Week is technically tomorrow, but we'll just do Banned Book Month. This is the only banned book that I'm reading, or at least that I know that I'm aware is banned, and that would be Mouse by Art Spiegelman. This is it's not a caricature, I wouldn't call it that, but it's basically the Holocaust in animated form, in comic form, and the mice are the Jewish people, and the cats are the Nazis, and it's banned because of the content. I get that, but it's excellent so far, and I'm really enjoying it. Glad I was able to get myself a copy, so I will be reading that. Right, I am currently reading it, but yeah. So there is that one, Mouse. And then I am going to be hopefully getting to Old Man's War by John Scalzi. Now, this is probably not going to happen in October, but I've been wanting to read the Old Man's War series for a while. This series, I believe, is what put John Scalzi on the map. And I've read a lot of his sci-fi satire books, and I absolutely love them. So I wanted to see what Old Man's War is like. And I only know a little bit about it, and that's that it involves an older man in a war-torn sci-fi world. And yeah, a space opera, space epic. I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait to find out what it's like, because I've heard really good things. So Old Man's War by John Scalzi. Another book I'm going to be reading is The Reformatory by Tananarive Due. I've heard really, really good things about this. It is a horror epic about a boy who sees ghosts, and it takes place in the South during the Jim Crow era. And I'm very curious to see what this is like. So I'm excited to read that. And some of this may be a repeat for those of you that watched my spooky season TBR, because I don't normally do TBR as well. It said it was an MBR, actually. Might be red. But this was on that list. So this may be a repeat of that for those of you who watched that video. I'm also going to be reading Something Wicked This Way Comes by Ray Bradbury. And gosh, guys, look at that cover. I found this for really cheap in a secondhand store, and it's just a really nice edition. So I'm looking forward to reading this. And I am also currently reading A Night in the Lonesome October by Roger Zelazny. And this, I think this was his final book that he released before he died. I may be wrong, but it's really cool. My partner recommended it to me, and it's set up each day in October is a different chapter. So, you open it to the next day. Tomorrow will be October 5th, and the chapter is titled October 5th. So it can be read one chapter a day in the month of October, and that's how I'm doing it. And I'm loving it so far. It's really a lot of fun. This is my first time experiencing Roger Zelazny. So more to come on that. All right. Capricious Fox says, I played both the original Duke Nukem 2D platformers and the Duke Nukem 3D growing up. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. They're really popular games. I get disoriented with first-person shooters. I just, yeah, it boggles my mind too much. Like literally, and that's not a good thing. So, but I appreciate the fandom for it. It's really popular, and Duke Nukem is who I picture whenever I'm listening to Dungeon Crawler Carl. That's just who I picture. All right, so we are going to move back to our format here, and we're going to talk about some of the ebooks that I will be reading in Q4. So, of course, I am continuing Persepolis Rising. I do plan to finish that. My original goal this year was to finish the Expanse series altogether. I don't think that's going to happen. Maybe, but I don't think it's going to happen. So I'm not going to push myself to make it happen. The end of the year can always be crazy. So I'm just kind of gonna roll with it and see what happens. So it's a hard maybe, but probably not. Misery, I will definitely be finishing this month. I'm already about 40% into the book. So my son was just asking me yesterday, Dad, are you reading Misery still? I'm like, yeah, I'm reading it. I'm just taking my time with it. So yeah, it's been good. I am also going to be reading Fever Dream by George R.R. Martin. I love George R.R. Martin. My favorite series is A Song of Ice and Fire, as you are probably well aware. And I've been trying to branch out and read some of his other books. I read The Ice Dragon. I read Night Flyers, sci-fi novella, and I wanted to try some George R.R. Martin vampires. So I will be doing Fever Dream, hopefully this month, but definitely during the quarter. I don't know if you guys are like me, but I consider the last quarter of the year, I consider it all spooky season. Don't get me wrong, I love Christmas. I love the winter holidays. Oh, excuse me, I'm sorry. I love the winter holidays, but it's all spooky to me. I love this time of year. Fall is just when spooky things happen, and I'm all for it. So I am also reading Pet Sematary. And I was really uneasy about this one, guys, because I'd heard so many people talk about the emotional toll that this book took on them. And I'm a very emotionally aware person. And, you'll often see me with a tissue box next to me while I'm reading, for certain books anyway. So I wasn't sure what to make of this, but I'm doing a buddy read on this one with Fina over at Fina Reads and Danielle over at Bookara. And so I've got some emotional support if it gets hard to cope with. So far, it hasn't been too bad. I'm enjoying it. I'm about 36% in, and it's hard to put down. So I'll hand it to Stephen King. His shorter books are really hard to put down. His longer books, I have no problem putting down. Jenny says, "Oh, I really want to read Fever Dream. I do love me some vampires." Yes, me too. I've been wanting to read it for a long time. I hear so many good things, and I'm excited. I'm very excited for it. And let's see. I've heard Pet Cemetery hits harder for parents. Yes, that's what I've heard too. And yeah, yeah. I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop. Let's just put it that way. I've used that phrase a lot with my friends lately with regard to this book. So yeah, makes sense. I don't do seasonal read themes, too much of a mood reader for that. Yeah, I get that. I'm not necessarily a person that focuses on the seasonal theme, but I love some spooky books, and this is kind of an exception to that rule for me. All right, I'm going to grab some water here. Hydration is important. All right. And here we go. Okay, Capricious Box says, "I do love some vampire anthologies, or I have some vampire anthologies I want to try out." Oh, vampire anthologies. I was not aware that was a thing. Do tell. I would love to know what they are. And I kind of need TBRs or else nothing gets read. I get that, Jenny. I have my long to-read list that's over 900 books that I call my TBR. But other than that, I'm a mood reader for sure. All right, here we go. We're going to move on to One Grim Night by Chad Nicholas. I have already started this. This is Chad's newest book, and I'm really excited for it. It starts out with a bang so far, and I'm a huge fan of Chad's. I will read everything that he's written, and this is not yet released. It releases on October 21st, and I am so excited. So excited to see where this book goes. And he is probably the best self-published writer I have ever read. And yeah, really. I mean, I've read some other good ones, but I don't know. Chad just has a way of hooking you in and taking you down with the ship. It's so good. Let's see. Hi, Chad. Hi, good to see you. I'm so glad you're here, and I hope you're having an awesome day. Yeah, anybody hasn't watched Dark Star's Book Cavern, you need to. Fantastic channel. Such a pleasant person as well. And he's the guy that wrote Animal. Yes. Chad wrote the book Animal, which is one of my absolute favorite books. He also wrote two other books prior to it, Nightmare and Shade, and they're both equally really good. So, yeah, very, very good stuff. All right, and I will also be reading Empire of the Dawn. It comes out November 4th, I believe, and a friend of mine is getting me the book, the Illumicrate version. So I am going to have to wait a little bit for it, probably, just until she gets it to me. But yeah, she's been providing me the books from Illumicrate, and I'm just so thankful to her for doing that, and I can't wait to read the conclusion of the Empire of the Vampire series. The Illumicrate book looks different than what I've got here on the screen, of course, but this is the mass release cover design, and it's beautiful as well. Love the artwork on it. I may have to get regular copies as well, just because the art is so beautiful. All right, and I'm hopefully going to be getting to The Two Towers on audiobook. I think I'll be able to get to it. That is the plan, but we shall see. I've got a lot of stuff going on this quarter, so we'll have to see how that works out. And Three-Act Tragedy by Agatha Christie, and that will be another buddy read with my friend Mona Lisa. So we're working through the Poirot books. I'm very excited about that. And then my friend Danielle over at Bookara and I are going to be reading The Willful Princess and the Piebald Prince. This is a novella set in the world of the realm of the Elderlings, and completionists that we are, we need to get this story and read it. So very excited to see what happens with that. I love The Two Towers. The Rohirrim are awesome. Oh yeah, the Rohirrim are so amazing, and I'm very excited to continue the story. It's just kind of slow going. I had originally planned to read all of the Lord of the Rings this year on audio, but at this point, I don't know if I will get to the Return of the King by the end of the year. It may spill into next year, and that's okay. That is really okay. So very excited to read more of the Lord of the Rings. And so The Willful Princess and the Piebald Prince is referenced in other books in the realm of the Elderlings that Robin Hobb wrote, and this tells the full story that's just mentioned in the histories. It's referenced in a historical sense in the books, but this tells the full tale of what happened there. So very excited to read that. All righty, so we're going to move on to some alternates that I have for quarter four. How's everybody doing? Everybody hanging in there? Any other questions you have for me? Any books you think I should skip on this? Love to get your feedback. Let me know what you're reading for this quarter. I'm excited to hear what you guys are reading as well. All right. Jenny is extremely bored at work. Oh man, I'm sorry. That sucks. Yeah, that really sucks. I've been there, believe me. Before we get to the alternates for quarter four, I am going to do technical difficulties, guys. Okay, there we go. Before we get to the alternates for quarter four, I'm going to do a couple of things. I'm going to draw from my patron pile here and see who gets to pick my book for the quarter. And then I'm also going to draw from my deck of power. So we'll do that before we get to the alternates for Q4. You may need to stream for another hour just to keep me company. Well, I think this will run for at least another half hour, maybe an hour. You never know. We'll see how many comments and questions everybody has. I'm currently reading The September House by Carissa Orlando. Oh my, I have heard really good things about The September House. So that will have to go on my list of spooky books to read. I don't know if it will happen this year. It probably won't, but it's going on my list for sure. One of the anthologies is Blood Sisters, Vampire Stories by Women, edited by Paul Guerin, which includes a bunch of famous authors like Laurel K. Hamilton, Elizabeth Bear, Chelsea Quinn Yarbo, etc. Okay, wow. That sounds pretty cool. I definitely love I love vampires, and I think that would be right up my alley. I'm going to have to check in on that. Thank you. All right, so let's do the patron pick first. And you may see that I have kept my Stein of Power, but I am now only using it for my patron picks. So let's see who I come out with. Shake it around a little there. All right. So, Kaiju 8. Friend of mine, patron for the channel as well. And I will be looking here to see what she might have picked for me. Let's see here. I have a patron chat going with a bunch of people here, and she gave me a list of books that she would like me to read, which is awesome. And one of those is Atmosphere by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I don't know much about Taylor Jenkins Reid, but I've heard about Atmosphere. The Lighthouse by Amy Cross. The Writing Retreat by Julia Bartz. Oh, and she said she really likes that one. Okay, I'm gonna see about getting The Writing Retreat by Julia Bartz. I think that will be a thing. So more to come on that. So that is awesome. I currently have 12 books chosen and keep hopping around. Too many choices. Yeah, I get it. The struggle is real, Jenny. I've got about 4 books that are open. No, 5 actually that are open that I'm bouncing back and forth between. The struggle is real. I'm up to chapter 4 on Dragon Wing. Also finished Queen of the Black Coast by Robert E. Howard. Oh, I've heard of that. I've never read it. I never read a book by Robert E. Howard, period. So yeah. But Dragon Wing, fantastic book. I love that. I love the entire series. The Deathgate cycle is absolutely brilliant. And I said series, not Siri. Thank you very much. My phone thought I was talking to Siri. So, but yeah. All right. Don't you see? That's the fun thing about lives. You get to see all the goof ups and all the humor and random occurrences. I think my phone is possessed. It would be the appropriate time of year for that to happen. So, and now we are going to do my deck of power. And this is not shuffleable. Is that a word? I made it a word. It's not really shuffleable. So I'm going to be just kind of trying to hand shuffle it a little bit, see how things go. Hopefully I don't drop all the cards like I've done several times. But yes, we will do this and this, drop a few in there, and let's see what we get. All right, so I've shuffled it as best I can. We're going to draw the top card and see what I get. And oh no. Oh, well, okay. So I got the Joker, and he's one of my challenger cards. And it says that so his quote is, upset the established order and everything becomes chaos. Shuffle all discards back into the deck and draw an extra card. Well, I have no discards yet, so that works out. So I'll just shuffle him back into the deck. At least I got him when everything is all new. And I'm going to draw the next top card. Oh, and this is another. Oh, no. Oh, guys. This ended up being another challenger. And it's the Goblin King. And it says, it's only forever, not long at all. Read a book over 1,000 pages. Guys, this is not good. This is not good. Oh my goodness. Okay, so a book over 1,000 pages. Oh, this is going to be a challenge. I definitely don't have a lot of physical books on my shelf that are over 1,000 pages. I don't think. So I don't know. Oh yes, thank you, Jenny. I do see. Do I dare cheat and use Lord of the Rings since I've technically already been reading it? I don't know as that would be a good thing to start off with. Maybe though. And the book lounge is here. Hey, good to see you. It by Stephen King. I have already read it and did not like it at all. Did not like it at all. I mean, this could also cover books that I've read before. So we will have to see. I'm going to think about that. Yes, it was Jareth, our lovely Jareth. And so, yes. Okay, let's see here. Oh, maybe we should get one of those deck shuffling machines. I agree, Jenny. I agree. Kind of going back up here and checking on some of the comments I missed. Okay, Dragon Wing. Yeah, okay. I started The Mountain Crown by Karen Lawachi. I'm not sure, but I probably butchered that. Fingers crossed my brain will let me finish it. My next listen will be The Salt Grows Heavy by Cassandra Khaw. Just listen to her and Richard Cadry's urban fantasy cosmic horror novel, which I loved. Okay, that's cool. That's awesome. And going back to Heartwild, I'll have to check out The Mountain Crown and see what it's about. I'm not familiar with it, but I do hope that your brain will let you finish it for sure. Okay, so we got that comment. I have a time travel short story collection that's 1,000 pages. You know, I didn't think about doing a short story collection. That could be a thing. I've probably got a few of those. Let's see here. All right, we're gonna hop on Goodreads, guys. And I've got some stuff to talk about Goodreads later, but let's see. Want to read? I just got it on my app here on my phone. Okay, and we are going to. Oh, come on. Okay, number of pages. And reverse number of pages. Okay, let's see what I come up with. Oh, and of course, the first one on the list is The Count of Monte Cristo, which is one of my white whales. I could maybe do it, though. Chronicles of Amber by Zelazny, that could be a thing. Infinite Jest. House of Chains, Malazan. I'm not that far in Malazan yet, so I can't do that one. Oh, Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell. I have been wanting to read that book. So maybe we're just going to do Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell. Because I'm still oh yeah, thank you. Yeah. You said exactly what I found. and I've heard The Count of Monte Cristo is good. I don't know if I'm ready for another historical fiction epic yet. But Jonathan Strange is just strange enough for my tastes. So I think that might fit. So you heard it here, guys. I have to read Jonathan Strange this quarter, and I'm not unhappy about that. And I already have the book, so we'll see how that goes. I'm probably going to read it in chunks over the quarter, kind of like I did with Shogun at the beginning of the year. I took 2 months to read that one. So, oh boy, that was interesting. All right, so now let's get to my alternates for quarter four, and these look even less likely to happen now that I've got a 1,000-page tome on the list. But if there are some books that I DNF, which with all of my books that are chosen by the deck of power, I always reserve the right to DNF them. So if I DNF any books, including the one from my deck of power, Jonathan Strange, at least I have some alternates that I can pick up. The Three Musketeers hardcover I have is only $7.87. Okay, yeah, I remember that one being a shorter book. I haven't read that one yet either, and I think I do want to. I'm behind on classics. All right, so my alternates for this quarter, I've really been wanting to read. I'm sorry. I just saw Jenny's comment. Pick it and DNF. Yeah, that would be a very quick DNF because I know exactly why I don't want to read it, and that would be a very quick DNF. So, but I also feel like that would be cheating and disingenuous. Maybe, possibly. No. So yeah, I'll stick with Jonathan Strange, but that's a good idea, and I love the humor, Jenny. Thank you, and I love that you're looking out for me as well. Thank you very much. So I've been wanting to read The Lions of Al-Rassan by Guy Gabriel Kay for a while now. I read Tigana last year by Guy Gabriel Kay, and I loved it. It had some parts I didn't enjoy totally, but overall it was a fantastic book. And I've heard Lions of Al-Rassan is really, really good as well. So I do hope to get to that one, maybe if I have time. Mona Lisa, if you're watching this, I have put 1984 on my maybe list, on the alternates list for this quarter, meaning it may or may not happen. She and I have been wanting to buddy read this book together as well, and I think I could get to it, but we shall see. Thank you, Jenny. It's not cheating; it's rebelling against order. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Yeah. I've also had GGK on my TBR for a while. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. I mean, Tigana was a great book. If you ever want to check it out, it's one of the few books of his that are really fantastical. And even at that, it's a lower magic book, but it does have some magic elements to it and stuff like that. All of his books are considered historical fantasy or alternate world, a similar world to ours, but different. But those Tigana definitely leans more on the fantastical side, whereas most of his books lean more on the historical side, from what I understand. That's what I've been told. I may be completely off base. Plus, the card was Jareth, and he wasn't afraid of tweaking the rules. Oh, yeah, you're right. You're right, Jenny. But still, I have been wanting to read Jonathan Strange for a long time now. I really enjoyed Piranesi, and I want to see what her first book was like. So, but I love that you're trying to take care of me. I really do. A true friend. Another alternate is The Wickwire Watch by Jacqueline Hagan. I've heard so many good things about this series. And I wanted to get to it this year. It's a self-published fantasy, or maybe it's a steampunk fantasy even. I'm not sure. I don't know that much about it. but I'm hoping to get to the Wickwire Watch at some point. And Janny Wirtz as well. The Curse of the Mistwraith is the first book in her Wars of Light and Shadow series. And it's been really, really hyped on BookTube. And I mean, I could say that that's, I could say that should give me some caution, but I kind of believe it when it comes to Janny Wirtz that the books are just really that good. So that would be my first book I read from her if I do get to it. I'll probably start with the Fiona Tapestry. Probably remembered that name wrong, going off memory, or A Brightness Long Ago. No, you're fine. Yeah, Fiona Bar Tapestry, I think is what it is, and I've heard that's really good as well. And I've heard it's very very fantastical as well compared to some of his other books. So yeah, that should be cool. I've been wanting to read some Janny Wirtz. Yep, me too. I've been wanting to read it for a while. It just came on my radar beginning of last year, I think it was. And what's really cool is she does not only the writing of her books, but she does the artwork as well, at least for the original covers of the books. I don't know if she did, if she designed the cover for this current iteration of the Curse of the Mistwraith that I have here, but I know she did all of her original covers herself. And so she's a brilliant artist as well as a brilliant writer, from what I understand. So should be fun. So many I want to read, but I have too many open series as it is. I really don't DNF. Yeah, I try not to DNF, but I'm definitely more open to DNFing now. But yeah, it's hard to put down a book and say that you didn't like it and move on, but I get it. All right, so that is all. I guess I had put the Deck of Power slide here, but I already did the Deck of Power. Does this mean I do it again? No, I'm not going to torture myself. We'll just leave it how it is. All right. So we'll move on from that, and we'll talk about other shenanigans here shortly. But how's everybody doing? How we feeling? Any questions, comments, any ridicule you want to throw my way? I've got my armor on. I'm here for it, guys. More. Yes. I know. I will be continuing. We've still got a little ways to go in this live stream. I usually don't DNF, just put on hold to a later date. That's good. That's good. I have a few books that I have put on hold as well that I had started, and one of these days I will finish them, but I don't know when that will be. But yeah, I tend to try to do that first and just tell myself I'll put it off till later. But sometimes I just don't like a book and I move on. I just picked up the first 3 paperbacks of Wars of Light and Shadow this month because I also found a hardcover of Peril's Gate. Okay, nice. In a used bookstore, which is extremely hard to find nowadays. Oh, wow, that is really cool then. I'm glad you were able to pick those up. I love it when you find a book that really shouldn't be available, but you found it anyway, just on a random used bookshelf. I love that. All right. I still have an hour left in work. Oh, man, I'm sorry, Jenny. I believe in you, Jenny. Hello, just got here. Were you picking between COTM? Oh, yes. I don't know. I'm not sure what COTM is referring to. But I was I was trying to decide about whether or not I'll read Wickwire Watch. Yes, but yes, please tell me what COTM is. Curse of the Mistwraith. Duh. I'm sorry. Yes. I was trying, not necessarily trying to pick between them, but I have them both on my alternates list. If I DNF any of the other books I'm reading this month. But I had them both on that slide, and they are both maybes if I end up DNFing other books. Jenny's OG covers are beautiful. Yeah, they really are. They really are. I like the one that I had up on the screen as well, but yeah, her original covers are really something else. So I'm excited to get to Curse of the Mistwraith at some point. If I don't get to it this year, I will definitely be planning to start with that next year, early next year. Not too early, though, because Dresden Files is coming out in January. 12 Months comes out in January, and that will be a drop everything read for me. So, but yeah, very excited about that. All righty. Let's see if I missed anything. Oh, I did miss 2 alternates. And that was the physical alternates for Q4. So I've actually got 6 books on my alternates list, and the other 2 are Hannibal by Thomas Harris. I've read the first 2 books in the Hannibal Lecter series, and I want to finish them out. And If It Bleeds by Stephen King. This is a collection of 4 shorter stories by Stephen King, and my son got it for me for Christmas or birthday or something one year, and I still haven't read it, so that's going on my alternates list as well. So I'm excited about the possibility of reading those. I put way too many alternates on here, I think, though. So I may be certifiably crazy, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. All right. So let's go ahead and move on to. Okay, guys, that was supposed to be Q3, and it still says Q2. You can tell I use this as a template. So I missed changing that. Feel free to laugh at me. It's totally fine. I love being an object of joking sometimes. When I can laugh at myself, you're allowed to laugh with me. Is that okay? Does that sound okay? Just kidding. Kind of. All right. So my big highlight for Q2 was going with my partner to Disneyland and celebrating her 50th birthday with her. And so that was really an exciting time. And I did a reading vlog that you can find on my channel for some of the books I was reading at the time, like Digital Fortress by Dan Brown and Dungeon Crawler Carl. And I did DNF one book during that trip as well, and that was Red Rising. Yes, I DNF'd Red Rising pretty hard right at the beginning of the book. I didn't like Darrow at all. His character didn't click with me, but it's okay. It's okay. Could I redeem it in the future? Maybe. My patrons do have the option to select a DNF redemption from me for me in certain tiers, so it's a possibility that could happen. But we love some Irish shenanigans. Yes, absolutely. But Scots are better. Okay, all right, Jenny. Yeah, I love Scots too. I do. All right, so we are going to move on. So that was my big highlight of the quarter. I also got to play some Castlevania Lords of Shadow, and I finally made progress. I was at a point in the game where I was really stuck, and I finally pushed through it and made it happen. And the problem turned out to be I just wasn't understanding what I was supposed to do in a certain area, but I got past it. That was good. I also got to play a good chunk of Super Mario Brothers Wonder on the Switch. I have not finished the game yet, but I did. I got about maybe 60% through the game, I think. So I will eventually finish it. I recently got Final Fantasy, the repixelated collection of Final Fantasy 1 through 6. And so I started playing Final Fantasy 1. That was a lot of fun. Very nostalgic for me because that game came out when I was a kid. And I loved playing through the original Final Fantasy game. It was not, I think it was titled Final Fantasy 3 in the United States at the time, before Square Enix officially, put the series in the proper numbering order, and made it uniform between UK and US, between Japan and the US, I should say. So I think it was Final Fantasy 3 when I played it. You were a kid. Yes, I know, Jenny. It's hard to believe I was a kid. I look at myself in the mirror every day and I'm like, was I ever a kid? Really? Did that actually happen? Was I imagining things? Is this the Matrix? We might be in the Matrix, because I can't believe I was a kid, but apparently I was a kid. Yes. Oh, and at least Red Rising was a fast read. Oh, okay. If it ever comes up as a DNF redemption, I might do it. So, do the repixelated editions look good? Oh yes, they look really good, and they're much clearer even than the original pixel versions, because I think this was updated to a full 16-bit. So, but yeah, they look really good, and they play really good as well. I have the Switch version on the screen now. I just realized that was another mistake, folks. You're just getting all the mistakes today. But what I actually have is the PS5 version or PS4 version, but it plays on the PS5. So yeah. Pantheon. We watched the entire series of Pantheon. This is based on 3 stories written by Ken Liu, and he was an executive producer on the series as well, from what I remember. But it's only 2 seasons. It's on Netflix. It's a fantastic show, and it has one of those endings that you either love or hate, kind of like Lost. It's kind of one of those endings. I loved it, but I also love the ending of Lost, and a lot of people don't like the ending of Lost. But Pantheon is great, spectacular story, so unique in so many ways, and the animation is great too. I love the animation style. So, and it basically takes place in a world where science and technology has got us to the point where we can upload a digital copy of someone's brain into the cloud to preserve them after they die. And you can imagine all the dystopian rabbit holes that goes down. And I'm just going to leave it at that. You're just going to have to go watch it. That's good to know. I played Final Fantasy VI on my phone. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, you're going to have, if you get this, you're going to have a great time. My roommate's son is playing Final Fantasy VI right now, and I've been watching him play some of it, and it looks really good. So yeah, definitely check it out if you're interested. Okay. I also finally got to see the new Nosferatu. Now, I haven't seen the original Nosferatu, but I just recently saw the remake, and it was really, really good. I personally think I like Bram Stoker's Dracula better. And of course, the companion movie to Bram Stoker's Dracula would be The Last Voyage of the Demeter, even though they were released decades apart. They're a perfect pair. And Nosferatu was good. I definitely see where the characters were kind of ripped off from Dracula, but they just changed names and stuff. But it's very similar to the story of Dracula. But it's a really good story, and it had one of those endings, not necessarily like Lost and Pantheon, but it definitely had one of those endings that you're not sure how you feel about right away. And it was kind of interesting because I found out after we started watching the movie for a bit. We took a break, and I was looking on my phone and realized that one of the main characters in the movie is played by Lily Rose Depp. And I turned to my partner and I'm like, "Is that Johnny Depp's daughter?" And she's like, "Yep." And you can totally see it once you know it. I'm like, and as we finished watching the movie, I'm like, "Oh yeah, I can totally see that she's Johnny Depp's daughter now." So that was a mind trip. We'll put it that way. Hard to think that Johnny Depp has a grown-up daughter, right? But he does. We're all getting older. It's crazy. And then I saw the original Wicker Man movie, and it was wild to see Christopher Lee so young. But I love Christopher Lee, and I really, really enjoyed the Wicker Man. I have not seen the newer Wicker Man with Nicolas Cage. I don't know if I will. I've heard it's just okay. Maybe I'll watch it at some point, but I'm also not a huge Nick Cage fan. But this movie, The Wicker Man, the original from the 70s, was fantastic. So, Jenny says, "I think I have a book about the Demeter somewhere on my Kindle." Oh, really? Oh, that's cool. I didn't know there was a book specifically about the Demeter. I wonder if they made the movie based on the book. Oh, that would be a rabbit hole I'll have to go down later. Okay. Thank you, Jenny. I also got to go out for some good German food with my partner, and we went to a small independent bookstore while we were in the area, and they apparently feature local authors as well. So I have reached out to them to see about maybe doing a signing at their bookstore. So, but we got to talk to the owners of the bookstore and everything, and it was a good time. Smaller bookstore, but I love supporting smaller bookstores. I have a local friend who has books in that bookstore as well. So that was a lot of fun. And we went to House Murphy's, which is a local German restaurant in downtown Phoenix, and the food was amazing, absolutely amazing, and the beer was amazing too. But German beers are always amazing, right? I mean, I'm proud to be Irish, and I love the Scots as well. But the Germans have it going on too. I'll just say that. And then I got to play some board games. One of those I did a recent review for. If you have been watching my Beyond the Page videos, I do one a month where I talk about stories that are outside the realm of books. And the last one I did a review for Cobble and Fog. And this is just a fantastic game if you've not played it. It mashes up Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde with Sherlock Holmes, Dracula, and the Invisible Man. And you're just going around a board, a physical board, and moving to different places on the board and using your special abilities to take out the other players. It's awesome. And then Bomb Busters is a new game that my partner introduced me to, and it's hard to describe, but as you can see there, if you see there the 66 missions, yeah, there's basically 66 different levels to this, and each one gets more intricate, where you have to snip wires to defuse a bomb, and it's chaotic goodness, and I really had a fun time playing that. So definitely check that out if you get a chance. Nobody can drink like us Celts. You're not wrong, Jenny. You're not wrong. But I don't know. I have a feeling the Germans can hold their own. I really do. And then I got a new book not a new book, a new game that I had kickstarted called A Place for All My Books, and it was perfect. You're just going around to different rooms in your house, or you're going out to the market to go to the library or something like that to buy more books or trade more books and add books to your collection. It's just a really warm, cozy game, and it was so much fun to play it for the first time. So that was a lot of fun. Those are all the shenanigans that I got up to in quarter 3, even though the slide said quarter 2, it was quarter 3. And so, yeah, that was a lot of fun. All right, so we're going to take a break here for me to have a water break, and you guys can all tell me how you're doing and any thoughts you have. Feel free to hit up the comments while I'm swigging some water. All righty. Okay. So maybe you guys are ready to move on and do my life and channel notes. And this is just where I get to tell you a bunch of stuff that's going on with me and with the channel. One of those is the deck of power, which you already saw the deck of power. There we go. We'll do it that way. You saw the deck of power, so I won't spend too much time on that. But that was a lot of fun to do for the first time. Jenny's still bored, but at least you're up to 2 customers. Okay, that's good. That's really good. Yeah, I understand. Yeah, when it's really slow, it can be boring sometimes. I'm glad you have me to supplement the boredom. So yeah, deck of power was fun to do. Really had a fun time doing that. And then I did a video called Books That I Might Unhaul. And I am slowly working through those books and putting them on Pango Books for the ones I am definitely getting rid of. So if you go to my link tree, I think I put my Pango bookstore on there, but links in the description, you can go and see if I did. And if I didn't, I need to go do that. So yeah, I'm slowly putting those up, and hopefully you'll be seeing those pop up if you're interested in buying some of those books. I haven't done anything with my Pango bookstore in quite a while, so I'm kind of relearning how to do that. Jenny says, I really need a deck of power, anything to get through my never-ending TBR. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I know you had mentioned to me the possibility of me creating other decks of power to give to other people, and I'll have to see how that would go. That could be a thing, but maybe we'll get it to you in Scotland. Who knows? So yeah, the Books I Might Unhaul is ongoing, but if you haven't watched that video, you can find it on my channel in some of my recent videos. I am also probably going to be stopping using Goodreads altogether. Now, I'm not going to delete my account. I'm still going to have it up there, and people can still follow me there and things like that. I might still use it if I want to do a review every now and again. But I kind of decided that, counting my books on there, which is really all I do. I just set a goal for the year, and then I check in every now and again to update how many books I've read. And I can do that without Goodreads. So I'm thinking very strongly about not really using Goodreads to track my books at all, just keep a random tally on my own separately. And if you want to know what books I'm reading, you can see that on my channel. I'm strongly considering it. That doesn't mean that I will actually do it. So I'm open to feedback, but there's a good likelihood that I won't be using anything really to track my reads. I've become very social media averse, other than YouTube. And I did start up Bookstagram again. I do have a Bookstagram account on Instagram. But other than that, I'm not really doing a whole lot of social media at all. And it's feeling very good. Social media right now is kind of a toxic place to be for reasons which you'll be aware of if you follow news in the United States. And that's all I'm going to say. Moving on. I have been looking for a way to unify my creative pursuits under one umbrella, and I've gone back and forth on different names I want to use. I've even considered changing the channel name, but I'm not going to do that because everybody knows it as Bookish Chaz, and that would be, I don't think anybody would like that, probably. So and it would probably confuse the YouTube algorithm as well, which isn't really a good thing, I don't think. So I'll still be keeping that as Bookish Chaz. My writing is done under the imprint of Eccentric Dragon Press, which I had thought about, changing my channel to Eccentric Dragon Media, but I probably won't do that. But I've settled on calling it CJM Media for right now. And the reason I've been trying to do that is partly because I want to put it on my resume, and so kind of have that company that I've created to showcase on my resume as well for future jobs that I might get, because I am looking to possibly move out of the sector I'm in now and get into something that's more creative, because I prefer creativity as a job. I prefer jobs that are more creative, and insurance really isn't. So we shall see. That's a long way down the road, I think, but yeah, that's kind of the plan. Okay, you'll buy a set of Deck of Power. Okay, Jenny. Sounds like a plan. Well, I'll get with you and we'll see what we can do on that. See if I can make it happen. All right. So moving on, and I did some tweaking of my end screen. So you may have noticed my most recent videos have a new end screen where it lists a thank you to my patrons on the end screen, as well as a couple of other videos you can check out. I've always had the end screen with video suggestions, but I decided it was time to change it up a little bit. And I don't know if I caused myself problems by doing that, because as I was working on my most recent video on the YouTube studio, I noticed that the end screens were cutting off the last couple of minutes of my video, and it was just kind of showing the end screens over my face. I'm like, oh, how long has that been going on? And apparently it went on for about 10 or 12 videos. I had to go back and fix about 12 videos, which that's fine. That's not horrible compared to having to fix all of my 600 plus videos at this point on my channel. So at least it wasn't bad. It was only 12 videos I had to fix. But if you have been watching my videos recently and toward the end, you just see a big screen pop up with suggestions for other videos of mine, and it cuts off my face. I apologize for that. Unless you wanted it to cut off my face, and then that's great. I'm glad I made you happy with that, and I wouldn't blame you. But if you like my face, I apologize that it was cutting off the ending of my video before the end screen is actually supposed to go up. So that happened. The joys and blunders of being a content creator, right? And then just some life stuff. I am turning 50 this month. So this is my birthday month, and I'm turning 50. And I have always wanted to go to New York. Never been to New York City. And so I turned to my partner and I said, "Hey, you want to go to New York City for a weekend?" So we're going to New York City the end of October. Just going to be a weekend turnaround trip, but it'll be super fun. I'm planning to go to the Strand bookstore and see some other cool sights. We might do a boat trip and see the Statue of Liberty, that sort of thing. I've always wanted to go to New York, so I figure, well, that will be a 50th birthday present to myself to go with my partner to New York and just see something different. I'm really excited about that. I am planning to find some good pizza joints, some good delis. We're going to plan to eat lots of good food, so that will be a lot of fun. And yeah, I'm very excited about that. So let me know in the comments here what you think about that, and just about anything that you've seen in the video today. That kind of wraps up all the channel notes that I have, and that pretty much ends the video. But I'm happy to take some comments from all of you and see what you think, what you've got planned for this final quarter of 2025. The year has gone by so fast, and I can't believe it went by that fast, but it did. And so, yeah, tell me how you're planning to end the year. And if you are watching this on the replay, then feel free to put in the comments below what you're doing for the end of the year and books you're reading and all that good stuff. Hey, thank you so much, Gus. I really appreciate that. I don't feel my age, and I think that's a good thing. I feel like I'm still in my late 30s, maybe early 40s. But yeah, I never thought I would hit 50, but here I am, and I'm still alive and kicking. So that's a good thing. And I feel very youthful. And I think that probably goes back to Jenny's comment about was I ever a kid? Maybe I've just been a kid inside all this time, and I was never really actually a kid. But I probably was an actual kid, and that's okay. I've changed a lot over the years. Jenny will just be working and reading. Hey, yeah, I get it. That's mostly what I'm going to be doing as well. So, yeah, I hope you have a great birthday trip. Thank you, Jenny. I appreciate it. One of these days, I will get to the UK, and I will hit up Ireland and maybe Scotland even. Who knows? We'll see. They're not far from each other. So yeah, that could be a lot of fun. But that's for a future date. I might not be able to do that until I retire at this point. Who knows? We shall see. But yeah. And I think Ari left. Yeah, I don't see her around. So she must have left and she never popped up to say hi. But that's okay. She's a cat, and cats are very mercurial. Is that the word? They just show up whenever they fancy. This is a year of rereads with The Hobbit, Conan, and Deathgate. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah. I before I started my Lord of the Rings reread, I did The Hobbit on audio as well, and I really loved that. So good for you. That's awesome. And I've never read any Conan, but I have read the entire Deathgate cycle, and it's brilliant. So glad you're doing that. Come back, Ari. Yes, I know. I wish she would have joined us, but yeah, she had other things in mind, and that's okay. She'll get pets from me later. I'll continue past Fire Sea with Deathgate this time. Okay, yeah, cool. I hope you do. I hope you really enjoy it, Gus. Fire Sea was my least favorite of the series. I enjoyed it, but it was my least favorite, and that's partly because, well, spoilers if no one else has read the Deathgate cycle, but Fire Sea involves zombies in some form. And that's not really totally my thing. I like certain iterations of zombies, but I didn't totally click with the zombie thing in Fire Sea. But I still really enjoyed the book. It was a great ending. Just that one element of the books didn't really click for me, but it's okay. So yeah. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Okay, there we go. I clicked the wrong button again, guys. Oh, me. So yeah. All right. Well, I think we may be winding down here. It kind of seems like we're winding down. If you have further comments, great. And if not, I will probably bring this live stream to a close. I love all of you for joining me for this live stream. And to those catching it on the replay, I love you too. I'm always glad to have your comments and to see all the books that you're reading and chat with you about books. It's always so much fun. Half an hour, I can make it. Yes, you can. Yeah, I'm sorry, Jenny. I'm sorry we didn't make it for the full rest of your shift. For the full entirety of your shift, I guess I'll say it that way. But yeah. But anyways, guys, thank you so much again. And until next time, make sure you are reading more books. Let me know what you're reading. Keep in touch with me. Find me on Instagram and on YouTube, all the good places. Discord, if you're on Discord, I'm there too. And I will look forward to chatting with you again soon. I will have my regularly scheduled video coming up on Tuesday, so stay tuned for that. I might be able to tell you what that is. I do keep a calendar of videos I'm planning to make. And oh, yes, yeah, that is going to be my next Beyond the Page episode. So I will be talking about my top 10 board games. So if you're interested in that, stay tuned. And until next time, have fun reading books. And thank you so much. Happy reading to you as well. Have a great weekend yourself. Thank you so much for tuning in. And Jenny forgives me, apparently, so that's good. All right. Take care, guys. Much love. Stay safe. Stay healthy. We'll talk soon.